Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man MP, and just like to say, welcome to the Black Hole Unleashed. As always, that handsome guy to the left, to the right, step, Mr. JBJ, Jeremy Long. What's up, baby boy?
Yeah, what's going on, baby? It is finally wintertime in Vegas.
Oh, is that what it is?
We go almost an entire year without rain, and then we get 2 straight days of snow. What the hell is going on in this valley, man?
Man, you know what? This is Vegas, and hell, I guess we should just be glad that we're getting it, because you're right, man. It just came out of nowhere. I have a big winter coat that I pretend that I'm going to wear one day, and I actually got to wear it. So it'll probably be 80, and I'll put it away. But I saw pictures of kids playing in the snow, dogs rolling in it, going, "What the hell is this?" Uh, you know what? It's a good time in Las Vegas. We got a lot of sports. We got the big game. Wait, we can say it. We have the Super Bowl coming up in just 1.5 weeks. When we get the two teams, we kind of go, they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. And probably, if not the greatest, I don't know who else is. We're going to get into that. And then probably his heir apparent. So, bro, tell him about it.
Yeah, man. It's the classic uh, old school versus new school, man. The outgoing of one legend, the incoming of another living. The young kid that's still building his legacy, and even though he's with the dreaded Kansas City Chiefs, the talent is undeniable, man. That goes on both sides of the field, man. And you got a bunch of firsts going on here. You have the first home team that's going to play in the actual Super Bowl, wherever they come from, in Tampa Bay. First time that's ever happened, which is really weird. And then, you start looking at, while Mahomes is still building his legacy, you start thinking about the legacy of Tom Brady and where does he fit. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that don't believe he's the greatest. Maybe he is a systems quarterback. We don't know, man. So there's a lot going on, and then we also have a little bit of Raiders stuff to look at as far as their upcoming home and away schedule. So we got a little bit for this show, man. And going along with it, we are going to talk to our Spokane, Washington chapter. They're going to hop on here in just a little bit, and we might just have a special guest coming on. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I think we might have a special guest coming on here in just a couple of minutes. So it's really, really fun. So why don't we do what we usually do and, have a little barbershop chop? What do you think about that?
Let's do it.
It's time for Barbershop Chop.
There we go, man. Mike Dixon, Cisco, our chapter in Monterrey, Mexico, checking in. What's going on, family? Let's start with what do you want to start with? You want to start with Tom Brady? Let's start with some Tom Brady. Or no, you know what? Super Bowl. Let's look at the Super Bowl for just a couple of minutes here. Looking at the field and everything. I mean, really, was there any kind of doubt in your mind? The two teams that ended up in the Super Bowl there, Mike?
You know what? It's not that there was any doubt, because let's look at it. The Buffalo Bills down the stretch, man. They were on fire. We know that the Bills Mafia out there was supporting them like nobody's business. And then on the other side, Aaron Rodgers had a ridiculous season. Just ridiculous. And did I think that Tom Brady would do it? No. Did I think he could do it? Yeah, they already done it before earlier in the season. So I think from those last four teams, it could have went either way. But am I surprised that these guys are here? No. But if we had said it the other way around, if the Bills were here and if Green Bay were here and you asked me the same questions, I wouldn't have been surprised. But like you said, man, it's just the beginning of all those first times, man. It's kind of exciting. I'm not going to say it's Tom Brady's last, but hell, we say it every time, and here he is again. And I don't want to say, this is going to be Patrick Mahomes' last time, because, hey, we do understand what happened down in Miami. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Dixon, but it did happen down in Miami. Oh boy, never made it back to another one. And like you said before, he would give his left nut to be in another Super Bowl. And, so Marino never got back to another one, and you know how this shit is, man. It's hard to win.
Yeah, it's hard to win, man. And looking at how this is Tom Brady's 10th Super Bowl appearance, 10th
Shit.
Super Bowl appearance, man. So it's hard to accept sometimes, and I know Cisco's saying here he's not rooting for anyone. Really, Cisco? Really? Because I think I saw a post where you said you were cheering for somebody for a day, but I'm not gonna. You know what? Cisco's a good man, so I'm not gonna put him on blast like that. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things. So looking at the two teams, hopefully it's a good game. And that's all. If you don't root for either team, all you can hope for is that it's going to be a good game at the end of the day. And maybe people win money in Super Bowl squares or so. I never have luck with those damn things, but
it does.
It is what it is, man. So I mean, the burning question is we're having a spirited debate online about where does Tom Brady fall? Is Tom Brady a systems quarterback? Because you could point to Bill Belichick, and then he leaves Belichick, and then he gets with Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is in the Super Bowl. And I see Cisco's comment in the Super Bowl and everything. But I mean, Bruce Arians is kind of a QB whisperer, man. I mean, Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning, and some of those guys. He's done more with less than Tom Brady. So putting Brady in on a team that, they weren't exactly terrible. I mean, the Bucs weren't exactly terrible, but Jameis Winston did throw 30 interceptions. So, where do you leave Tom Brady in this, man?
Well, you know what? They weren't crab legs. That's why he wasn't able to mess with them like that. If Jameis Winston had some crab legs, he probably would have been able to throw further. But, we look at this whole thing, man. Whoever says Tom Brady's not the man, not the GOAT, hey, he must have been born in 1957, and just think that, oh my God, the color TV is the best thing ever since sliced bread. Because, man, there is nobody, Jay, think about that. We're just sitting here talking about how hard it is to win, and this guy's going to his 10th Super Bowl, and he's won 6? He's won 6? Come on, man. So don't even play with that conversation like you just want to argue. I know people just like that who just want to argue debates just to be arguing debates, man. And they need to get off that crap. And yes, it's Patrick Mahomes, yes, but he can't sniff Tom Brady's draws right now. He can't. I don't care. Wait a second. Let me think. Michael Jordan. How many guys are supposed to be the next Jordan, man? Come on. Kobe was the only thing we ever got close to it, and he was a god himself. So, hey, this is rare air. Rare air up there. and Tom Brady's there right now, brother. Ain't nobody. Who's going to be better? Who's stepping up? Montana? Let me. I got my high-pitched black man voice going.
I don't know, man. But greatness, like art or anything else, can be subjective. If you look at just numbers, it depends on, the numbers that you're looking at, I guess, or whatever. But, some people firmly believe, look here, Josh saying he's nothing but overrated. Greatness.
Oh my God, Josh, can I still come to the wedding, bro? That's all I know, bro. I love you, man. Can I still come to the wedding?
Oh man, he's the GOAT, but the refs did help New England win games. Hey man, the Tuck game, I totally feel that, man. But deflate gate, everything in there. So I mean, did Tom Brady get a little bit of help? Maybe did the Patriots
cheat a little bit? It's sports, man. It's always something that's happening somewhere. Yeah. Someone gets fouled.
Trying, right? I mean, that's what Ric Flair said. He was the dirtiest player in the game, baby.
Yeah.
So
you ain't never been poked in the eye in one of those piles. Someone poked you in the eye, or give you the
football, be down at the bottom of the pile, get that thumb.
Giving you the shocker, yeah.
That one right there.
Oh man, yeah, the fish hook. You know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying. But no,
man. So
it's just like flags, man. It's just like flags. You can't blame a game on a foul or a call because your ass should have been up by 15.
Yeah.
In case, and yes, those things happen, and they may have happened at opportune times where it just looked like, oh my Lord, they're helping them. But if you look back in film, where that's what we don't do, and you go see some plays that may have stopped some other drives for the other team, we wasn't thinking about that.
Right.
So I get it, guys. Please don't hang me in effigy. I just found out what effigy was last week. I wanted to be an effigy before I thought, but I don't hang me in effigy.
I
But
just found out what that word is, so I'm using it as much
yeah.
as possible.
So
Get out of here with that, man. So
yeah,
in just a minute or so, we are going to
let's do
talk
this.
with our Spokane, Washington chapter. I know Tony's, fixing his beard right now. I see him in the back. He's making sure he's groomed up, and he's really excited. He's got a Machiavellian type mustache going on.
Oh shoot!
He's got
Oh
some cool
man!
things planned. So we're going to chat with him in just 1 second, and then we have a special guest coming up right after Tony. Real quick and very, very quick, I just wanted to talk briefly about so they released the home and away opponents, I guess, for the Raiders for the
Right.
2021 season. Not the dates and times yet because they don't release the schedules until about April or so,
Yeah.
But very interesting home opponents for the Raiders coming up. It looks like we're going to host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Yep.
We're also going to get our first look at home with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, and of course the Dolphins, Eagles, Broncos, of course Chiefs, and the Washington football team. So, which is going to be it's a very interesting schedule. And here's what's unique about our schedules from this year. I think our strength of schedule this year was about 20th. I may be off a couple numbers there, but its strength of schedule was around 20 this season. Next season, we're jumping up. How it looks right now, we're going to have the 7th toughest schedule in the NFL, man. I mean, besides the NFC East, which we're going to be, we're going to play.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
And we go to Dallas. We go to Dallas, and I think we go to New York. So not gimmies either. But every team on there, especially our away opponents, of course, we have our regular opponents and everything, but the Browns, the Colts, and the Steelers, all on the road. Yeah. Those are that's tough schedule.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and coming out the gate. That's the thing about this. It's not like college football where you have a cupcake that's going to line up against you where you can rack up about 35 feel-good points. It's sending your team out there thinking that they can win the national championship playing Louisiana East Tech Community College Game 1. NFL, it's grown-ass men. So this is hey, you know what? If they want to be in it, Jay, they got to beat the best. And I always said that, man. These guys – Carr says he's the best. The stats show it. Gruden says he's the best. Everybody wants to do it. Look, I mean, to be able to have Joe Burrows come here, I mean, that's pretty exciting. I can't imagine where the crowd scenario is going to be next year, but I know the fans are going to – all these games are going to be sold out, so it really doesn't even matter. They could be playing Virginia, Commonwealth, that shit, and the games will be sold out. And But starting out at Cleveland right out the gate, man, that's going to be fun, man. That's going to be fun. That is going to be a true tester out the gate, because Cleveland thinks this is going to be their year.
Hey, man, you got a lot of teams on the, and still, there's a lot of questions between now and then. Obviously, Washington may have a different QB. The Colts are definitely going to have a different QB.
I got some shit on that one.
And things like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of question marks, but it's just kind of an early look at, who we're going to be facing in this new season and everything, kind of that strength of schedule and everything. I mean, who knows? The Colts could trade up or do something in the draft, or, your guy, Matthew Stafford, is now available for, from the Lions and everything. So, and Deshaun Watson's looking for a new home. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there that, we won't really know until it rolls around and everything. So, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. You know what? He's waiting patiently for us. So we're going to invite he's fist pumping now. Our guy right here, Tony.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? How you guys doing?
What's going on with you, man? What's happening in Spokane, Washington right now, man?
Man, everything. We're doing everything. Or at least we're trying to. But we're just we're first off, I'd like to say thank you guys for having us on, for us to be able to have this platform. Amazing show, fellas. Great stuff. Been watching since day one. You can ask Cisco. As soon as I see him, I'm like, hey, this is your guy right here. Get me on. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh man, that's awesome, Tony. Man, you know what? The first thing I always talk to when people come out the gate and they come from cities or states where they have football teams. Man, what's the story behind Spokane? Especially when you have a decent team. When I say decent, even a great team just right up around the corner, but
Right.
yet you guys stand strong with that that silver and black, which is cool as hell, bro. What's the story and what's your give?
We have one team in this area, and this team is Raider Nation, or this is the Raiders for me. I mean, we might live in a state where they have Seattle across the way, and all due respect to the true Seattle fans, but around here we get what I call a lot of 12s, and I'm not down with the 12s because the 12s only became a fan in 2012 when they got good. So that's where they got their name.
Oh,
So
shit.
Are you saying there's bandwagon fans? Is that what
was good.
A little bit. And the thing is they couldn't even get. This is what I always tell my friend. I have a lot of friends that are Seahawks fans. I even tell them this: they couldn't even get their an original fan name. They had to steal that from Texas Tech because that was the 12th man or the 12th fan, and now they got the 12th man. You couldn't even get that right. So, but I mean,
even when you stole it, you couldn't get it right.
You stole it and you stole it wrong. So that's like stealing a broken down car.
Wow. The 12s, the 12th and the 12th, man, that's good. That's good.
I mean, we have a lot of fans and we have a lot of support at our venue. We have a lot of Seattle fans that come in and we give nothing but respect, and they're all great people. We have a great atmosphere here in Spokane. We're acceptive of all the teams, even though they might not be the same team as us. I don't dislike you because you made the wrong choice. You made a choice that is different from mine, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong. I just support mine and do what we do. We're trying to do big things out here. We're trying to take over. So
I love that one.
Like it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just noticing you guys are in a giant wheelbarrow.
No, that's a red wagon. That's a
radio,
wagon. Radio flyer.
The radio flyer, baby. I had one of those. Shut up. I know how old I am.
Right.
I was looking at the picture and I was like, am I high? Like
that was one of the first days that we did something like we tried to do a kickoff season, and me and my boy Kurt Lane, who's our VP, and Miguel, who Hernandez does he's what we call our sergeant at arms. We got my boy Phil, we got my boy Dustin Rhodes. That's the one thing that I noticed, and when I got into the black hole, is the support staff is huge. It don't matter if they're the Seattle chapter, the Portland chapter. Big shout out to my Northwest Black Hole family. But we can't do it by ourselves. So we do it all together. And these family members come together and show us the right way. And I'm nothing but supportive, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to rep the Raider Nation like we do. So,
well, I say it all the time. The point of these little moments that we have. It's a Machiavellian.
It was messing up.
With this, with these, with highlighting our chapters, Mike, is that if you are a Raiders fan, if you are in Raider Nation, man, and say we're here in Vegas, but you and I go on a road trip, we go to Spokane, Washington, we know there's a chapter there. We know that these guys not only love the team that we love, but also there's places to hang out that love us and give us support as a group and everything like that, man. So, Tony, thank you guys so much for everything that you do for not only the Black Hole, but for Raider Nation, man, and keeping it real and keeping it alive. So, in saying that, man, where do you guys go and hang out? Where do y'all catch the games at? Is there a local place that really likes to show you guys love?
Right. We watch all our games at a place called Flamin' Joe's. It's a wing spot. It's like a chicken wing spot in Spokane in the Valley. And so if you look them up, I don't have the website off the top of my head, but you can find them on Facebook. But it's called Flamin' Joe's. We get down over there. We watch every game there that we can. If we don't, we find a club member's house to get together when the COVID situation shut down our viewing spots.
Right.
We gathered at chapter members' houses. We live streamed watching the game at our own houses so that we could still be together watching the game. Like,
awesome.
That's the one part thing about it is like, not only do we miss the games and watching the games, but we miss the camaraderie of our people. And we have a big, like I said, we have a big following. But Flamin' Joe's in the Spokane Valley, if you hit them up on Facebook or you're in town, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're on there. We're able to give you any details if you guys need rides, if you guys need places to stay. We got a whole support system with all that stuff lined up. We got people that are there to get you to and from. We got houses for people. We have all that set up. So when the Black Hole comes into Spokane, they do it right.
And that's awesome.
But you yourself, I mean, we also talk about our chapters and how much community work they do and things like that. You even work with the kids where you are, man. You do. Tell us a little bit. I'm not asking you to put your business out there. No. Tell us a little bit about what you do and your role is, with these youths you hang out with.
Well, I work at it's what's called the Core Center. It's run by the Coeur d'Alene tribe here in North Idaho, because I live in North Idaho, which is right. I mean, I'm like 40 minutes from Spokane, so I just go over there and watch the games because it's a bigger population. But I work over here. I coach youth football. I coach youth wrestling, baseball, all the sports that we offer. We have a great state-of-the-art facility that we train these kids in. We do weight training. We lift. We just show them a positive outlook and give them something other. Like we're on Super Bowl Sunday. We're hosting a Super Bowl party, but we're calling it Sober Super Sunday. And I get a big inflatable TV, all the food that the kids can eat, prizes and games, and being able to watch the game without having to worry about the guy next to him being too rowdy and drunk. Because every time, I mean, I don't mind me. I get my rowdiness in. We get down. Don't get me wrong. Right. But we want to give them and show them that there's another opportunity, something else out there for them that's not necessarily boozing or smoking or chilling. Like, you can chill with family and have a good time and not have to worry about that. So we're just showing them other opportunities and avenues that they can better themselves with.
Oh man, that is so awesome. How long have you guys been doing that, Tony?
I've been living out here for about 18 years now, but this facility that I'm in now just opened up about 2 months ago, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And so I just read a comment that popped up. Oh, we already got a Hoop Fest team coming. Don't worry, we got you. We just work with the kids. We've been doing this building. The other building's been here about 20 years, and this new building's been a couple months. But this one's based strictly on kids. It has its own water park. It has a workout facility, gym, play structures, and everything like that to keep the kids physically active. So.
Oh, man, and I know, and I say that because I know you're at work right now. But they gave you a safe space, a quiet space, probably the only place in the building that you can be quiet or have a quiet area.
I'm in the laundry room right now, but they told me to bring my backdrop, so I got my backdrop. And I told everybody, hey, no washing clothes until I'm done. But hey, I make it work. That's what we do.
That's it, man.
You run around with some smelly kids. That's it.
Right.
We got smelly children,
One thing before I forget, I like to say thank you. Before I say anything, this wouldn't have happened without Cisco and everybody and upper management entrusting me in running this chapter. So I want to say thank you to them for giving me the opportunity to do what I would have done anyways. But so
that's huge because we love Cisco and Rob and these guys and how much they've influenced us. I mean, talking about me and MP in this show and everything. Even now, Rob has texted me like he always does at every show. I love it, but they're so, just like you said, man, they have done so much with this organization and the people that they put in charge, from Chuck and Raider Homer and all the chapter presidents, Josh and Sarah and Claudio in Germany and everywhere. They put some good people in positions and that's why the success has come for the Black Hole and the Raider Nation and everything. So hats off to you and our special guest. I'm going to let you know, just sent me a private text and he said, congrats, Tony, on your leadership and planting positive seeds. And we're gonna reveal our special guest here in just a second. But you already got his attention. But before, I mean, this is my last question before we bring him on. I'm going to keep you on too. But tell us, I guess, your fondest memory of being in Oakland, the Black Hole, and maybe those Black Hole parties and everything else. What are some of those fondest memories that you have?
I got to go twice in Oakland, once for a preseason game and then for the final game against Jacksonville. But just knowing that the ease of knowing that I had no worries when I walked in,
right.
Like it didn't matter who was there. Nothing was pop. I mean, it was so comfortable and so eerily just calm while craziness is going on. So we go to the Black Hole tailgate, and we're in the underneath the tent,
right.
And they said you got to go up and get a shot glass. You got to go do a shot. So I'm like, okay. I go up and get the shot glass. I say I need 4. He goes, we have the last 2 available. So on my shelf is the last shot glass that they gave out at the tailgate in the last game in Oakland.
Wow.
So if he wasn't, just telling everybody that, like, hey, you got the last one. The next guy comes up and goes, guess what? You got the last one. Like, I don't care. I got the last
Everybody
one.
was slipping them a 20, getting the last one.
Right?
Right.
We got the
Charity
last
fund.
2.
It was a charity fund.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, baby.
Right? The super fans being like, and also too, I'll use this is what I was walking with my wife, and it was the preseason game. They played the Rams.
Right.
And I saw Violator, and I said, hey, can I take a picture? And I stood next to Violator, and my wife was on my outside. He said, whoa. Your wife goes on the inside. And I went, I didn't get it. And he goes, and I said, why is that? He goes, you always, as a king, protect your queen. You never have her on the outside. So I went, dang, okay. So I'm going to be on this side, while she's in the middle, protected by the 2 kings. And that I took home that a lot from that day, because that was like, not only has he got time for his fans, but he has time, just a small moment, to give you something that you can remember forever.
Yeah.
So
I'm blown away, man. I think it is serendipitous. Sharing the stories that you're sharing and the life lessons that come from one of our biggest representatives, and a guy who's currently still in line for that Ford Hall of Fans.
And I vote every day.
Yeah, exactly.
5 devices, 5 times every day.
Been voting every day. Me too, man. Been in constant contact, voting, and I know Cisco posts every day about getting out there. And, I even know Violator has been making so many rounds too, he really has. Shows from here, across the nation and everything, just talking to Raiders fans, getting the vote out and everything. Josh saying dropping the knowledge while taking shots. That's how we roll, man. That's Raider Nation. And that is this man to a T, our special guest right here, guys. Mr. Violator himself on the show again. Wade, how are you doing, sir?
Listen, listening to Tony and you guys, man, I've got goosebumps sitting right here. And when he said what he just told you guys, the hair stood up on my head and I'm bald. Those are the moments of a Raider tailgate that everybody takes home and shares with others. Nobody talks about that, because if you ain't there, it didn't happen. So kudos to you, Tony. Look, you had me, that deal with the kids, man, that is priceless. That's our generation next that I always talk about. So keep planting those seeds, brother. It'll come back 20, 30 years later, and all they do is give you a good hug and say, Mr. Bova, thank you for believing in me. So hats off to you, brother.
Thank you. Much appreciated, sir.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Hey, and protect that queen at all times, brother.
Always, man.
That's
always. Always.
Well, Wayne, we talked about that when we had you on a couple of weeks ago, that these are those moments that people don't understand what the Black Hole is about. and they just look at the costumes and they don't think about the individuals inside the costume. They don't talk about the great things that a Mr. Tony Bova is doing out in the community. And, for you to be able to be a representative, and not just between the fans, but to be a national and international representative, it's an outstanding thing, and I can never thank you enough for what you do for this organization. And I'm so excited for you, because this is 30 years that you've been just having fun, and now you're being recognized, man. So congratulations for everything.
Look, I appreciate that, gentlemen. The thing is, you said the key word, having fun. We so often are ridiculed and misjudged, misunderstood, like we talked about on the other show. But it's almost like a badge of honor when you can go in to what we call enemy territory and influence somebody on a positive level and leave that seed with them. Remember, the word is a seed, and you only drop that through conversation.
No.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. And guys, we like to mix up guests and everything, but I reached out to Mr. Mabry and I was like, this is kind of the last push. We see the finish line up there, and I think it'd be remiss if we didn't have you back on before February 1st to remind everyone, get out and vote. Use your phone, use all your iPads, use all your computers, anything you can get to the website on.
Get your grandma out there voting.
FordHallOfFans.com. Voting ends February 1st. People, get out there and do it, because there is no better representative than this gentleman right here for the Black Hole and for Raider Nation. So, Violator, let me ask you, I mean, like I said, I know you've been doing scores and scores of interviews and everything. How busy is your schedule these days?
It's pretty full, but it's never a bother, because, like I say, this is a movement. I mentioned that before. This is a movement, and this is our time to make a statement universally.
Well,
It absolutely is. Yeah, go ahead.
I just say, and that's the great thing, Wayne. We kind of dabbed on this, but as this thing has been going on, what were some of your great memories about being in the Black Hole? Because we passed over that. We were just, getting all down in the sentimental row. Jeremy was talking about your arms the other day, like this man's arms was the size of Candace. And so we know that you've had some fun and that you have some memories. If give us your moment, and throughout these last 35 years.
30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Just give us your moment.
Well, I'll just pop a few of them out there that really stands out to me. Most of them deal with opposing fans and players that we're playing against when they come over. And like I say, the war hasn't started yet, so we're just chopping it up as grown-ups and passing respect on back and forth. And that's what the game is about. It's a violent sport. It's respectful. But my most fondest memories is having conversations with the adversaries minutes before, the fireworks go off. And, just the people that I've been blessed to meet that otherwise wouldn't have said boo to me. From politicians, surgeons, judges, people of all walks of life. Some I told you before I couldn't even communicate with other than an interpreter. And those were very special moments, man. That's where that global thing, like the Black Hole is trying to show the rest of these other fan bases, this is global, and we're taking it over, man. We're taking it over in a positive way, because it's all about that shield, man. Like I always say, united under the shield.
Now, Tony, I know this is kind of a special moment for you, and we just kind of ambushed you with this one right here, man. If you have a question for Violator, please step in. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
That's a whole nother show in itself. I can ask so many questions, but I will say one thing, and that's thank you. I appreciate what you've done and what you're doing, and you set such a high standard that we are just striving to be as much of a great representation for the Raider Nation as yourself. So I'm just stunned right now. I'm extremely happy. And it's funny that I actually used a Violator story prior to him coming on. It must have been something else, but I'm just waiting for I'm just blessed to be part of this family. Lots of plans on Spokane stuff, and I hope we can keep in contact and make sure we make some magic up here in the Northwest. So,
well, I'm waiting to come up there, and we're gonna break it in proper.
Yes, sir. Well, that's a guarantee. We got you. We'll take care of you.
All right, man.
Well, Tony,
see,
go
this
ahead.
is what it's about right here. The camaraderie. You can't. You heard me say before. You can't make this stuff up. That's genuine. When I saw him on, and then he told that little line that I always drop on a gentleman. That's a seed, dude, that I start putting on the young guys before they get their first girlfriend. About that. That's called chivalry. Nobody teaching that anymore. And it's so special. People may call you weird, but I'm weird in a good way. And one day the light will come on in your head.
Right. I'm gonna be weird too. I'm gonna try to be weird too.
Weird is good.
Well, Tony, we appreciate your time, man. We know you got to get back to your kids and everything. We know you're at work, but thank you, man, so much for taking the time out to chat with
you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys. Keep up the great work at the show, and thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you.
No, you're the man, Tony. We appreciate you, and thanks for coming on, man.
All right.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Oh man, it was so funny because as soon as he told that story, I saw Jay's face light up, and I'm lighting up, and it's like right before, like a prank. When a prank's getting ready to go, you're like, I can't expose this, and then it was just like, like you said, you couldn't have made this up, man, and for it to be you, and because if it had been anybody else, guess what? It still would have been a great story, but for it to be you, and that was so beautiful, man.
I'm sitting here listening to it, so like I say, I'm goosebumped up because I remember the exact moment when I hit him up, and he's like, "Well, why are we not taking a picture?" No, you got to put your queen inside, man. And I just give a little scenario of it real quick before we take the shot, and I know he gonna remember that, and to hear him repeat that, oh my God! So how many thousands of times have I done that over the years?
That's it. And you know what? And that's the beauty, Wayne, is that it's you. You're the reason he remembered it. Because so many kids get knowledge for so many people, and I've said so many things to my kids, other kids, and they looking at me like, "Oh man, go and take care of your lawn," and but it was you being able to, and this ferocious looking outfit. Here's this man taking time not just to be a character, but to show character. Yeah. And that was the business, brother. That was some good look.
Like I say, man, that's my prerequisite for any ambassador, because you notice I shy away from that whole super fan. I don't really care for that. I'm an ambassador of goodwill, dressed like somebody from hell, but don't judge the book by the cover.
That's it. But you still got them damn big ass arms.
Well, that's another story for another show. So we'll talk about that when the book comes out.
All right, baby. All right.
So talking about character and chivalry and these things, to you personally, you've been doing this for a long time, and you say you've imparted these words of wisdom to your fans over the years and your interactions and everything. Why was it important for you to do that? Why did you feel, that pull to impart wisdom in people in those little moments like that?
Well, I give credit to some of the spirits, the kindred spirits that I've run across during my journey that always told me, each one, teach one. So when you know better, do better. And a seed does nothing in the sack. You got to put it in some soil and get it wet. So that's my whole mission, is to plant some seeds, hopefully live long enough to see a harvest which I'm already seeing some buds coming up. But you know, it's just as simple as that, man. Just having a positive influence as we go from A to B, like I said before.
I think it's we're kind of that I say I'm 37 or so, almost that last generation of kids that it was important that, and I had a number of people in my life that also did things like that and taught me, those little pearls of wisdom or whatever, but it's kind of a lost art these days, just from your point of view, I mean, do you think it's kind of one of those things that it's maybe generational, it's fallen off for one reason or another, or how do you feel about that?
Here's the challenge. We always have these challenges on social media. Here's a challenge that I pose to all the gentlemen out there is to don't let it die out. It's on your shoulders.
Right.
So once you know it, why are you going to hold that? And if you are too embarrassed or too ashamed to share that kind of wisdom, that changes, that goes generations down. Once you plant it, trust me, I've seen it happen. It goes generations down. So for you to hold that like the precious in Lord of the Rings and keep it to yourself, you're doing it no good.
You are not doing any good. I love that line. I was out not too long ago, and I saw a young fella stand up when his lady got, left the table, and I just looked at him and gave him a nod and a smile, so just to let him know that, bro, it's not going on blind eyes. That an OG out here respecting what you're doing. I would have loved to have seen when I went out there him opening the door as well, and I have belief that he probably did because someone taught him something that his Wayne Mabry, be it his father, his uncle, whoever. And, the thing about it, I don't want to even get people twisted. I don't even care about, creed, color, any of that, man, religion. I want all young men just to be gentlemen, because we've gotten so far away from it, and I kind of stepped on the box, but just to know that they're great men like you out here, Wayne, and hell, I don't even know if we even talked about it. I don't even know what you do for a living. I think you get paid to be the violator. You get checked, but I know it's a bigger picture, bro. I know it is, but
that would be nice, brother, if I did. But I'm getting what's happening in reality. I'm getting paid in ways that are bigger than monetary. The experiences that I've had and look forward to having. But back to what you said about that young gentleman, that nod, that affirmation is all that they need. And when they get it from an OG, it means something because that's where they got that first thought from. And like I say, this goes generations down. Now, when the kids start to try to Google that, that's what I want to see. Google chivalry.
There you go. Yeah. My line is, it's like chivalry's not dead. People just don't know how to spell it. That's,
there you go.
That's
it. And they're afraid to say it. I'll say chivalry and you'll see people like, what did he say? That ain't a foreign language, chivalry. That's why I told you I was so into the old knights and warrior movies because it was always about that gentleman. He showed chivalry even before he went out to fight battles. That's a class of people, man, that this world is missing. Now, we need to keep planting those seeds because we may not be around, but somebody would be telling our story and saying, hey, this guy had a part in that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you don't mind me asking, who's the OG that did that for you?
The first one was my uncle, my mom's brother, old Navy veteran. And, my dad was out of the picture at that time. So, of course, I'm the king at the house because I'm the oldest. Right. So he would pull me to the side. He had this saying, I'm going to snatch a knot in you if you don't get over here and listen to what I got to say. And trust me, he was big enough to do it. So, and I was always into deep conversation. I didn't play like regular kids. They said I was an old soul. This is the time to show them what old soul is once it matures. And he taught me everything, man, from, the whole birds and the bees, which moms don't get into that. even when I ventured out into the street and I knew I was in the wrong area, but it was just touching that a little bit. So I had that experience to know, because you can't read some stuff up in books.
Yeah.
So my uncle was that first mentor.
Nice.
That's who started me with the cigars and the brown liquor. So,
Yeah, a cigar and that whiskey ain't nothing better than it. Well, man, Wayne, what do you have going on the rest of the week? Are you just doing all your interviews at home? Are you hitting the road, or what are you doing leading up to the vote?
Yeah, all of my interviews are via Zoom, and
Okay.
trust me, there's been quite a few. I'm so honored to be able to just jump on at a spur of a moment, because, like I say, I'm just telling a story of what I've experienced and what I wish for every Raider fan, especially, to experience in their lifetime. I would like to see, man, where everybody could afford to go to these sporting events, man. You can't get the experience that, the three of us plus Brother Tony have experienced sitting at home. It just don't go down like that. And when you hear stories, you think people are making them up. They're telling you stuff that actually went down during that 5 or 6 hours that we fellowship before the game starts.
Yeah, no, it is a shame. But tailgating is nothing like it. Being out there, going from RV to RV, to big pit, throwing a football through a Charger fan, and talking a little trash, talking a little shit, and then sharing a drink, and hey, best man win down the road, and then seeing them again next year. And then that's where the camaraderie comes in. And no, we, not to be that guy, again, to get off my lawn guy, but the prices have just gone so crazy. And, to think when you used to be able to go to a game for $25 for $25. So, you know what, maybe we'll be able to create something out here. The Black Hole, where we just have a tailgate party and we have some big screens. I'm putting it out there, and yeah, maybe we won't be able to get in the game, but we just have still the best damn tailgate somewhere. Rob,
Sometimes
we're
that's the
working on it,
only
baby.
source.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gathering in tailgate spots is the only source of, like, say, family that these other families experience together. Now, I've been blessed to see 3 or 4 generations grow up, and then their offspring. So it's like you could never dreamt this, even when I dreamed of coming to California to go to a game in person as a fan, to experience what I've experienced this far, man. It's mind blowing, and you can never put it all in a podcast. There just isn't enough time. But it didn't happen overnight either. So it's all a process, man. And if you don't embrace the process, if you just look at destinations, you miss so much. It's that journey that's where the real fun is and where the magic really happens. The destination is just an accumulation of all those.
Wayne, you were here for all 4 you were a fan for all Super Bowls, right? All of them? My man. Yeah. Now I was just looking at this banner behind me, and I was like, they won in 1981. I don't remember the 1981 win for the life of me. But obviously they did win. But I remember, was it 77 or 78?
77,
Yeah,
77.
77 against Philadelphia. Jaworski, Carmichael. Yeah, dude, it's I'm sure you have some great memories. And to drive from California back in those days, and that's literally back in those days, man. This has to be surreal. This just has to be so surreal to you.
Definitely surreal, but like I say, dreams do come true, but you got to be able to dream and dream big. I remember to this day, all of those people that kind of snickered when I used to mention, I'm going to California. But I never got into it telling them all the details. I just say, I'm going to California. Now, we're in high school. And they were just like, yeah, right. That's way over there. So now they're saying, when are you going to come back? Hey, I'm at home now. So I'm at peace. So, and them seeing me on television all these years, they're like, damn, that guy actually did it. And if that inspires one person, all of this is worth it.
That's amazing. I did get a question from a fan here that wants you to tell us about Team Keeping It Tight. What is Team Keeping It Tight? And I see the smile, so I can't wait to hear this.
Oh,
So what is this?
hey. Oh man, only one person could ask that question. Listen, Team Keeping It Tight, that's kudos to my cousin's limo service in Vegas. So look up KT Limo anytime you're in Vegas and tell him Violator sent you. See what he does for you.
KT Limo. Okay,
KT Limo.
I'm writing that one down.
All right. Yeah, you know who asked me that question.
Yeah, man. Good times. Hey, we're gonna do that again too, Cisco. Just wait.
Oh, Cisco Kid, man. Well, wait, you know, this last week, this last push for this, what could be this huge moment for you, like you said, for all of Raider Nation and everything. I guess what is that? I guess go home moment. What's that go home like? You know, word to everyone out there that whether you're elected in or whether not, or however the vote turns out. What is that final thing you'd like to say to everyone before all of this kind of goes down?
Well, I'm gonna start off like this. Like I said before, we got 5 days. We're at 4th and inches, and we're not giving the ball back. So let's push this into the end zone, and Raider Nation will be on the map officially in the Hall of Fame. Now, with the other 2 gentlemen that I'm sure are going to get in, if I can get in there, that's a trifecta. And I'm sure Raider Nation is going to flood the Canton, Ohio area in August. That's when we'll officially go into the hall as fans. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, we got 5 days. Click those phones, tablets, whatever you got. Get your cousins, all their cousins, the in-laws, the exes. Just vote, and let's make a statement as a fan base.
That's it. That's it. I love it. The analogy, 4th and inches. That's it. People, let's get it in. We know what it is.
The
Mr. Wayne
game is
Mabry, Violator.
right here. Keep voting, just like our New Jersey chapter president Chuck McCann saying, keep voting. Everyone, use every device you can. You can vote every single day from multiple devices, so there's no reason not to go in there and put everything in there. And before you go, Cisco brings up a great point. Tom Flores, Charles Woodson, also looking at the other Hall of Fame and everything. Your thoughts on Mr. Woodson and Coach Flores?
I'm glad you asked that, brother, because nobody really poses that question. Seawood going in, we already knew from his rookie year. This guy was made for the gold jacket. Now, I've had the pleasure of knowing Mr. Flores almost 30 years myself. True gentleman of the game. I call him a quiet assassin, but you talk about some wisdom, and I've got some seeds from all those old players, man. He's long overdue, and I would just pray that they do the right thing. This guy doesn't need to do anything else on the field or off. He's long overdue. Fit him for his gold jacket and make it right.
That's it. Make it right. Yeah, it's just when you look at those players and coaches that get overlooked, you just wonder sometimes what it is. Like you said, there's nothing else that they need on their resume, and it's just common sense. And sometimes people cannot have common sense. But guess what, folks? We need some common sense. Let's get because Charles is going to get in, but Coach Flores, use your common sense, the Hall, and this man in, give him his just dues. Like you said, I didn't know it was called the Quiet Assassin.
That's my name for him.
I just remember seeing him on the sideline, his Hulash sunglasses, his sweater, his white shirt underneath, and he just looked so smooth. Not smooth with a V. Yeah.
Smooth.
So yeah. Now we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
You have any interviews that are coming up that people can listen to, or where are you going to be?
Let me see. This is my second one today. You know what? I think I've got one coming up on February 3rd, and that's set up for if I get the call, which I'm hoping to get the call. And I can't remember the name of that podcast right off, but it's out of Chicago. I will shoot that information to you guys, and you can promote or whatever. But some of them just pop up out of the blue, and like I say, I'm ready to roll because there's nothing I got to prepare for. Just give me a mic.
That's exactly. Yeah, and I honestly, please keep texting them to me, because whenever you text them to me, I just shoot them right out to the guys, and I post them either on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever. So please do, and we'll make sure, like you said, 5 more days, just a few more hours.
But you know what, Jeremy, I've been answering as many messages as possible. It's almost like a full day's job, but it's beautiful, man, because I'm speaking and conversating with fans that I have never met, and that is just telling you what's on the horizon if we can live to get there. Just letting them know that I appreciate them, first of all, voting and then sharing the link. That's another seed in itself, brother. And like I'm saying, this whole thing is a movement, and it's about to culminate if we can look that far ahead and see it. We're about to make a statement.
No, I believe it. Well, Wayne, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, man. Much love. You are family. Hell, we're like something from Star Trek. We all just one big heartbeat, and we love you being on here. Shut up, Jeremy. Don't worry about it, man. It's OG stuff. You don't understand OG.
What the hell?
Yeah. Love you like a brother, man. We're gonna let you get back to the brown whiskey and the cigars. Love you, man, and we look forward to you winning and hopefully talking to you soon after that win.
Yes, sir.
Well, like I said, pleasure always coming on. Keep using this platform you guys have to just expand on that Raider love, man. That's what it's about.
That's it. We plan to do it. And the next time we talk to you, we're going to be talking about your inclusion into the Hall of Fans, into the Hall of Fame. And we cannot wait. And all of Raider Nation just, they love you and appreciate everything you do just as much as you love and appreciate everything they do. So we won't take up any more of your time. We do appreciate it. And we cannot wait to talk to you again soon.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Cross them up and let's do this.
All right, baby. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Hey. Thank you, sir.
Bye. Oh, man. It's always a good time, brother. Always a good time.
With Tony Bova earlier, Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
And there, of course, the Violator. And we had Wayne on just a couple of weeks ago. But when you and I were sitting there, we were like, man, there's – on this next show, there's only going to be a couple more days before the deadline. And, what else could we do that would have any more importance than having one of our own in once again to speak to Raider Nation and say what a big deal this really is. So
big deal, people.
So
it's a big deal.
There's really no excuse. I'm putting this back up here.
Hey, Jeremy, hey, did we say this was a big deal? Did we say it was a big deal? It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Well, go to forhalloffams.com. Take your wife's phone, take your kid's phone. Just don't search browser history, and just go to.
Don't do that.
Don't be swiping left or right on any picture.
Yeah.
All right. No phone etiquette before you pick up someone else's phone. If you're sitting at the bar, grab other people's phones and make sure they
this ain't a phone. Don't use this.
That's not a phone. That's an old-timey phone.
Yeah.
But do that. It is a huge, huge deal. Look at our guy there. Oh, check.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
And before we go, man, I want to say thank you to all of our chapter presidents who make time to join us. It is it's a very big deal for them. If you're in these areas and you're not an official member of the Black Hole, well, you can go to theblackhole.com, get your official, membership gear and things like that. Join up with a chapter there locally, wherever you are, and support your team locally. Go to those bars that, and restaurants and things like that support us, give back locally to those businesses that do that. And also, if you're in cyberspace, go to, like Chuck has a great beer podcast. If you're into beer or drinks or anything, he mixed up a cranberry martini a couple of weeks ago when I was on the show. But he has an incredible beer podcast, Niebuhr Nation.
Duck.
Raider Homer does a podcast, and there's so many other folks within our organization that do these other organizations. Make sure you come back here. We appreciate your love, and we appreciate you guys sharing and liking our show on Spotify and things like that. But also support them. They're out there doing stuff, and it's all with Raiders love and talking football and these things. So these guys are too cool. Yeah, we are too cool.
It's a big deal.
I hope it's us, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, make it a requirement tomorrow. Tell your employees they need to vote, or they're not, or they're not going to, I don't know. I don't know what you can legally do.
They won't get Christmas off. You're working Christmas.
There you go. You're working Christmas morning.
You're working Christmas if you don't vote.
Gonna get NP on next to that Beer Nation podcast.
Hell yeah. I got a cup. I got a big cup, Chuck. Yeah, put something in it.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's such a fun show too. And I could go on and on about it, man. They go hard. We clock in around an hour. I think they were hitting into hour 3 when I actually signed off of that show. But really great cast of characters. But we have those all throughout Raider Nation. So, get involved. You see them out there. Get involved and subscribe to their shows and give them love and support just like you give us love and support. We appreciate that. So, that's it for this week's show. Please go out and vote. FordHallOfFans.com. I know everyone's probably tired of me saying it, but please do it. Please go out there, vote for Violator. And thank you so much. And we mean it. We play around with it, but, thank you so much, Cisco, Black Hole Rob. You guys, thank you for setting everything up for us and doing everything you do for us. Oh, Albuquerque, New Mexico chapter. What's up, Michelle? Repping out there. Hope to be in Albuquerque soon, absolutely.
Really soon. You know what? I just have something to say.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Vote. It's a big deal. Vote. That's what I want to say. I don't know. You thought it was going to be something else. That's really funny of you, but
I honestly, you had me there. I thought it was going to be
that's the funniest part I got. But no, guys, we appreciate you joining us. We love you to death. I know we have some people coming in this week. We're going to have a great time. So whenever you come in, please hit us up because we love to see you, love to hang out with you. Continue to grow this thing, just like Wayne said, because we're just not here on Tuesdays at 6:30 to 7:30, man. We're on the phone with these guys. They're on the phone with us. We are part of the family, so we ain't going nowhere. And so it's much love. And I got one thing to say. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
You know what? I'm going to suspend you until next week. See you guys next time right here at the Black Hole Unleashed. It's a big deal.